Good day, class. So the next chapter we need to move to is vector analysis. So if you look at vector analysis in physics, there is a particular term that is worked along with vectors, which is known as what? Scalar. If you could still remember from the beginning of dimension analysis, I made mention of what we call physical quantity. And I said physical quantity can be grouped into three. We have derived quantity and a basic quantity. And we also have dimension quantity and dimensionless quantity. The third classification is what? Scalar quantity and a vector quantity. So if you look at scalar quantity is a quantity that have only magnitude but no direction. Any physical quantity that have what? Only magnitude but no direction is called physical quantity. Example of physical quantity are area, volume, speed, we have mass, time, we have temperature, we have work, we have energy, we have density, we have height. We can also call it what? Altitude. We have height. Height is known as what? What? Altitude. We have current. We have resistance. We have capacitance. We have inductance. We have electric potential. We have EMF, electromotive what? Force. So, and so on and so forth. So, all this quantity, they have only magnitude but no direction. That is scalar what? Scalar quantity. And the next thing is what? Let us look at what we call what? Vector quantity. So, vector quantity is a quantity that has both magnitude and direction and also undergo or obey parallelogram's law of vector. Para what? Parallelogram. Law of what? Of vectors. So any quantity that has both magnitude and direction and also undergo parallelogram's law of vector, such quantity are called vector quantity. Example of vector quantity we have velocity, we have displacement, we have acceleration, we have force, we have torque, electric field intensity, magnetic flux, magnetic flux density, electromagnetic induction, and so on. But just knew that what any quantity that has what both magnitude and direction are vector quantity. Any quantity that has what only magnitude but no direction are called scalar. But if you look at current, case of study, current has both magnitude and is also have what direction. But current is a what? Scalar quantity. What makes current a scalar quantity? It has both magnitude and it also have what direction, but the current does not obey parallelogram's law of vector. So the vector quantity is a quantity, once again, that has both magnitude and direction and also undergo parallelogram's law of vector. So the current has both magnitude and direction, but it failed to undergo parallelogram law of vector. That's why the current is what? Is a scalar quantity. Then representation of what? Of vector quantity. Vector quantity, we can use a alphabet to represent vector quantity like this A, vector A with arrow on top. This is vector what? A. If you want to write vector Q, you can write this vector Q. You can put bar with what? Arrow. Have vector Q. You can have a Y. Vector Y will be what? In this form. And the magnitude of this A, it will be what? This. Magnitude of Q will be what? Magnitude of vector Q, it will be like this. Magnitude of vector Y, it will be what? Like this. And we can also use what? Vector. We can also use a straight line to denote what? Vector with the arrow in the middle. This line, a straight line with arrow in the middle or with arrow edge like this, they represent what? Vector. So in terms of alphabet, you write any alphabet with bar on top, with arrow. That's how we can represent vectors. Or we can also represent vector on a what? On a straight line with arrow in the middle, or a straight line with arrow edge. The next thing we need to check under vector analysis is what? Resultant force. Resultant what? Force. Resultant force or resultant vector. Resultant force is a single force that can represent a number of forces acting on a body. A single force that what can represent a number of forces acting on a what? On a body is called resultant what? Resultant force. Assume we have, let me say, a body like this. There is a particular force there acting on this body, another one also acting on this body. If this one is what? Is S, this one is what? Is Y, and another force is also what? Acting like this, we call it what? P. So we are now asked at what? If all these force X, force P, and what? Force Y, if we add them together, and we will now call it what? Force Q. So this Q here is served as the what? Resultant force. A single force that represent all force that present on the what? On the particular body is called resultant what? Resultant force or resultant vector. And it's also measured in what? In Newton. The resultant force is generally denoted by RF, or we can use ordinary R to represent what? Resultant force. So how are you going to determine resultant force in a vector analysis?